In this video, we're going to talk about how to optimize your Framer site for SEO purposes. Now, I myself have quite a bit of experience with SEO as I ran multiple websites that generated over 200,000 page views a month at one given point. And I was trained by Matt Diggity as I did one-on-one consultations many years ago with him, and he's an absolute SEO legend. So you might want to check out his content if you want more advanced SEO tips and tricks. And when it comes to this video, we're going to focus on the overview and the high-level structure in order to create the SEO foundation properly. So we're going to start with the basics. So let's say that I want to optimize this page, which is going to be the home page. The very first thing that you want to do is to check the page settings, and in this case we're going to go here under the home page, and what we want to do is to basically give it a title which is likely going to have the main keyword that you want to rank for. So if, for example, you want to rank for SaaS solution for recurring payments, you want to have the title somewhat around those lines. Maybe you're going to mix it up in a way where it communicates the concept in an organic way, but you still want to have it over there. The URL won't really matter in the home page as it's simply going to be the domain URL, but if it's one of the inner pages, again, you want to be mindful of the keywords. So the likelihood of you having the main keyword here should be high in most scenarios. So you might want to add the keyword, and the page description should essentially give the user an idea of what this page is about. And again, don't overstuff it with keywords, but be mindful of what keyword you want to rank for, because it is going to have a weight in the ranking factor. And over here, you're going to see the preview of what you created. So you can double check if overall this is making sense from a user perspective, if it's enticing, and especially if you added keywords and elements which are going to help Google understand that this page is going to be about that specific topic. Now, on top of that, you definitely want to keep this check mark checked to show the page in search engines and show the page in site search, which by the way is going to be the internal site search. Now you can also add the page image for social, which is always a nice add. And whenever you're adding images, one tip which I learned from the SEO experts like Matt is to add a name to the image files which you're uploading. So in this case, it might be social image homepage, or an even sneakier tip is to add the name as the actual keyword that you're trying to rank. So again, don't overdo this, especially these days. I think Google and the search engines are becoming smarter and smarter, so they can also read the image. So you don't want to really go too broad with those elements. You always want to keep it organic. And one of the best tip that Matt gave me is if you're doing something which only an SEO would do, so an SEO professional would do, it's probably not going to be a good thing. And then when it comes to the custom code, I would just try, and as a general note, try to keep the website as light as possible. Don't add too many features, too many custom codes, animations, interactions which are too heavy. Those type of things are nice, but you want to keep in mind that speed is absolutely crucial in your website build. So you want to be mindful of that overall. Now, that being said, another really important element is going to be the site structure, in the sense that you want to create almost like a hierarchy where basically you have the main topic right here. So this is going to be main topic. And then you want to basically add the subtopics which are related to your main topic. And I'm creating and explaining this concept of silos in a basic way, but you can look for silo SEO on YouTube, and you're going to find many SEO experts giving you some very minute and granular examples on how to structure the silo, because this can really go to advanced levels, and it's almost like a mini science, but you want to keep it simple. So outlining from a high level what is going to be your sitemap, how you're going to talk about a topic, and divide the topics up in your website. It's just going to create a level of clarity which is going to make it way easier for Google and other search engines to basically browse through your site and create this nested organization. Now at this point I want to talk about also another extremely important element, and that is going to be the H1 and also the other headings. So see, the H1 is the heading 1. So if I go under the styles, you can see that we have heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I make it 4, for example, it's going to be a smaller heading. Now these are not just for stylistic reasons. The H1 should only be one in a given page, while you can have multiple H2, H3, H4, and so on any given page. But the H1 should be just one, and for one very specific reason, and that is that it's going to give an idea to Google on what this page is about. So you really want to be mindful about crafting an H1 which is in line with the type of keyword that you're trying to rank, and especially you want it to be meaningful and straight to the point. So keep this in mind. And as you go down, you want it to basically utilize, for the very most part, in most pages, it's going to be H2s, maybe some H3s, and you can create nestings of H3s within the H2s. So for example, just to give you a real life example one more time, I can go over here and I can add for example H2, and beneath an H2 we can have the H3, which is going to be this one right here, and you can have multiple H3s if these are relevant to the H2s, and then you can create basically these clusters where you're going to have one H1, and then you can potentially have multiple H2s and then H3s that are related to the same topic. Now it's important not to mix things around, so you don't want to have one H1, then one H3, and then another H2. It should almost be like a pyramid. So again, there's a lot that you can cover, and there's even a lot of minute nuances to this discussion. So if you're really interested in learning advanced SEO or even intermediate nuances around these topics, I would highly recommend you to check on Google videos around these topics, because it's really going to make a big difference. And I can tell you, even if you mess up everything else, having a correct structure and creating this good silo, and also covering what I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, it's going to make a big difference in the outcome that you're going to have in terms of how your website is going to be crawled, and then the results that you're going to have in traffic. So this is actually really important elements. And on a side note, try to keep the images not extremely in high definition if you can. I know that Framer does an amazing job into optimizing the images, but as a general rule of thumb, the higher the quality of the image, the longer it's going to take for the website to load. So you want to be mindful of that. You want to keep the site speed to maximum a couple of seconds these days, but the faster it loads, the better it is. So I would actually recommend you to just keep the resolution on auto or auto lossless. I wouldn't really go into full, because if you make each and every image to full, it's going to really take up a lot of space in terms of how much time it's going to take to load. So I would try to keep the resolution to auto for the very most part, and not go too overboard with animations and interactions. I mean, a bit it's definitely okay. Just don't make it like an entire like it's watching a movie for the most part. So these are going to be the SEO foundations which you're going to need. And again, SEO is a topic which it's a science. It's almost like a science in and of itself. So I highly recommend you to check out other YouTubers such as Matt Diggity if you want some of the best SEO advice out there.